What's up, everyone? Welcome into DodgerHeads presented by DodgerBlue.com. My name is Jeff Spiegel, and I am here to solve the Austin Barnes, Will Smith situation that the Dodgers are currently enduring. If you've been tracking this, Dave Roberts has said that Will Smith, one of the best offensive catchers in baseball, will probably only play 90-ish games this season. So far, he has played 2 out of 4 as Austin Barnes caught for both Walker Buehler and Clayton Kershaw. And if you ask me, that's a major problem because Will Smith is an absolute beast at the plate. Since coming into the major leagues, Will Smith is 6th in slugging percentage and 8th in OPS. That's regardless of position, okay? So he is the 6th best slugging percentage of all hitters in all of baseball since coming into the league. And yet this is a guy that the Dodgers are planning on sitting 50% of the time. Now, let me say up front, this is not an anti-Austin Barnes rant, okay? I like Barnes. If you've been tracking with our show, you know that when there was the DH, I was basically saying Austin Barnes should probably be playing every day and Will Smith DHing. He's an outstanding defensive catcher. The problem is he is a well below average offensive player at the catching position, which on a normal team wouldn't be that big of a deal. He'd be penciled in as your starter. Great defensively. You just take the 220 batting average that you're going to get from him. The problem for the Dodgers is they have Will Smith. They have arguably the best offensive catcher in all of baseball. Now, here's why this is a problem to me. And it's not just that Will Smith isn't starting. It's also that Will Smith isn't getting into late game situations when he should be. Okay, so let me give you a few scenarios that have taken place so far this season. In the first game of the year, Austin Barnes is starting. It's the 7th inning with 1 out. The Dodgers are down 2 runs. There's a runner on first with 1 out. Okay, this is a perfect spot where Will Smith should be pinch hitting. Instead, Austin Barnes is left into the game. He hits into a double play. Third game of the season, Barnes again starting for Walker Buehler. The Dodgers are down 2-1 with the bases loaded in the top of the 6th inning. Again, Will Smith right here sitting on the bench should be in the game. Austin Barnes remains in. He does get a 2-run single. However, 67-mile-an-hour exit velocity blooper. Okay, the expected batting average on that is not pretty. Later in the same game, top of the 8th, 1 out, nobody on, tie game. Austin Barnes still at the dish. Again, Will Smith could be in this spot. He's one of the best hitters in baseball. It's a tie game in the 8th inning, but no, Austin Barnes stays in the game. He fouls out. Top of the 9th, runners on first and second, 1 out. Dodgers only up by a run. Austin Barnes at the plate. Again, he stays in, and again, he strikes out. On the season, Austin Barnes is 2 for 7 with 2 singles, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, okay? Now, here's the thing. The argument for not pinch hitting for Austin Barnes in these situations is we only have 2 catchers, and if we put Will Smith in the game and Will Smith gets hurt, then we're in trouble. Okay? Now, first of all, I would ask, how often does your catcher get hurt? Austin Barnes got hurt, cut on his hand. The first game had to go out. There were no issues with Will Smith. Will Smith stayed in the game, no issues. Like, how often do both catchers get hurt? It almost never happens, and so planning for it is crazy to me. But here's the second piece. The second thing is the Dodgers could add a third catcher. This is the solution. Okay, Keibert Ruiz should be on the Major League roster. If the only reason that Will Smith isn't pinch hitting for Austin Barnes in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th innings of games in which they are close and there are runners on and the Dodgers need a hit is because they're afraid of their catcher getting hurt and not having a catcher, then put Keibert Ruiz on the roster. Now you might be saying, whose spot does he take? The answer is Matt Beatty's. Matt Beatty struggled to start the year, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. The reason Beatty was on the roster is because they said, well, hey, he's our best backup right fielder. They had him playing right field, backing up Mookie Betts. Well, guess what? Mookie Betts gets a day off, and who starts in right field? It wasn't Matt Beatty. It was Chris Taylor. So the Dodgers don't need Matt Beatty's bat on the bench. Put Keibert Ruiz in there. He's a switch hitter, so if you want another right-handed bat, he can switch hit. There's minor league spring training, so he's not missing any game action. Keibert Ruiz should take his spot on the roster that allows you to pinch hit Will Smith more often. Okay, now obviously the bigger thing, Will Smith should be playing 3 out of every 4 days, at least. He's young. He doesn't need a ton of days off. I understand if Kershaw wants to pitch to Barnes, but everybody else should be pitching to Will Smith, and there's a simple solution here. Okay, so when the Dodgers are down 2 in the 7th inning with a runner on, Austin Barnes can't be hitting in that spot. If the Dodgers are in a tie game in the 8th inning with nobody on, Austin Barnes can't be hitting in that spot. Will Smith needs to have. So that's the solution for me. Put Keibert Ruiz on the roster, start Will Smith more, and get Will Smith into games as quickly as you can once Clayton Kershaw or whoever it is that Austin Barnes is catching comes out of the game. Let me know if you agree. I mean, again, this is not an anti-Austin Barnes thing. This is a pro-Will Smith thing. If Will Smith doesn't exist, then I'm not having this conversation. I like Austin Barnes as a player. I think he's probably better than he's been performing of late, but Will Smith is so good that to keep him on the bench for 50% of your games is absolutely crazy. Let us know what you think below. Real quick before you leave, wanted to let you know about a contest that we're doing over at DodgerBlue.com. We are giving away a World Series Dodgers hat. Okay, we're giving away a World Series Dodgers hat, brand new. We're giving away a Mookie Betts baseball card that is sort of like in plastic. It's an awesome looking card. So here's how you enter. Go to my Twitter handle, @Jeff Spiegel. Pinned at the top is the link to the contest. You sign up there, you subscribe to our YouTube, follow some of us on Twitter, you get a bunch of entries. That's going for about another 5 or 6 days, I believe. So make sure to enter. As always, check out DodgerBlue.com, DodgerBlue1958, everywhere you check social media, and make sure you're subscribed here with the notification bell on. We appreciate you all. We'll see you Friday for a live show after opening day at Dodger Stadium. We'll be on immediately following the game, Daniel and I. So we appreciate you, and as always, Vin Scully's going to take us home.
The best team holding a trophy high in the air. The Los Angeles Dodgers, champions of the baseball world.